So Clemson's 2024 recruiting class has been on a roll since the June 2nd official visits. Four-star defensive end Darien Mayo out of Maryland is the latest commit. I'll do more of an in-depth breakdown on him after signing day when he officially dots the line. Who knows what will happen from now until then. You know, kids, young people are going to change their minds a lot. Hopefully he sticks with us. But I usually always wait till signing day when they're official to do a more in-depth breakdown of them. But what immediately jumps out to you about Darien Mayo is the size. I mean, 6'7", 250. You can't teach that. You know, college weight room is going to be incredibly big for him. He's probably going to be a guy that can play in that 275 to 285 range while maintaining his athleticism that he currently has. And he's a good athlete for someone with that type of size. You know, usually when guys at defensive end are that tall, it's going to be pretty difficult for them to develop into an elite edge rusher. What I've seen so far on tape, he can rush the passer pretty well for a high school kid. I don't really know if he's going to develop into an elite edge rusher in college, and I think a lot of that just has to do with his size. You know, that position requires speed, explosiveness, the ability to bend around tackles. When you're that tall, it's hard to bend around offensive tackles, get low. Although, you know, he does show shows good ability to be able to do so. I just don't know if we're going to see an elite edge rusher out of him. You know, if you look at elite edge rushing guys that Clemson's had in the past, like a Vic Beasley, you know, even look at someone like Xavier Thomas, even look at guys that are currently in the NFL right now, like a Micah Parsons, they're just not that tall. They're usually in that 6'2", 6'3" range, but incredibly explosive off the ball. So I don't think our expectation for Darien Mayo should be this kid's gonna come in and be an elite edge rusher. However, that type of height, you know, can really enable him to be an amazing run setter, an edge setter. You know, this kid got a chance to be great against the run with his length. Obviously, long arms have the ability to really set the edge against an offensive tackle. Once he develops in the weight room, adds muscle to his frame, it's really going to be difficult for offensive tackles to be able to move him. With that type of size, athleticism, he's really going to be great against the run, in my opinion. You know, we're still going to need one more defensive end for this class, considering we're definitely going to lose Xavier Thomas and Justin Maskell, two guys in their 6 seasons. And obviously, who knows what happens with the transfer portal. There's a couple of guys like a Greg Williams, Zaire Patterson. Who knows what happens with them. There's a couple guys on our board still. 5-star defensive end Edric Houston, still a possibility, although probably a long shot at this point because he's currently trending to Ohio State. Georgia's also in the mix. I think Clemson's in his top 3, so if we can get him back on campus, we stand a chance. Another kid, Dominic Nichols, he's currently training in Michigan. I think the writing's on the wall. That's where he's going. He has like a dozen crystal balls right now for him going to Michigan. 2 other guys, 4-star CJ Jackson, 3-star Solomon Williams. These are 2 guys on the board with offers. I made a video in the past about guys that we need in this class, and I added CJ Jackson as one of them. He has elite edge rushing ability. He's a 6'2", 6'3" range, 225 range, really explosive athlete. So adding him alongside Darien Mayo would be huge for this class. Obviously, 5-star Edric Houston is probably the guy all Clemson fans want the most. But I think CJ Jackson, would be a really, really good matchup with Darien Mayo. Hopefully we can get him on campus for an official visit because I don't think he came in the June 2nd officials. So hopefully waits till after the summer, visits during the game, and we can get him signed. Lemansky Hall signed a great class last year, 3 4-star defensive ends. TJ Parker looks like a guy who's going to be a really, really good player for us. And so far, he started off this class with a bang. Top 150 player, 6'7", 250. I can't wait to see how Darien Mayo develops. He's got, obviously, all the physical tools to be an elite rush defender. And hopefully we can find someone elite edge rushing ability to pair up with him. And hopefully this recruiting momentum can continue. That's all I got for this one. Go Tigers.